creepy. So I do have a bit of a story time for you guys, and it's about things that have been happening since I moved into my new house. And here's the thing about this video. I was nervous to do it because I thought maybe you guys wouldn't believe me. I thought that maybe you guys were just thinking in your head, wow, she moved into her new place. Of course she's gonna say that weird things are happening. And I get that because most of my videos are creepy and paranormal related. So if you don't believe me, there's nothing I can really do about that. Don't believe me if you don't believe me. Don't believe me if you don't believe me. Yeah, that makes sense. These are just some of the things that have creeped me out since being here. And like I always say, I'm gonna be logical about these things because I want to believe they're not paranormal. They're probably just coincidences, and I'm freaked out because I come from a house that's haunted. So maybe every small thing that happens here, I worry because of that. But anyways, let me go into it. I have written them all down on my phone because I don't want to forget anything. So whenever something happened, I wrote it down. So I think the weirdest thing that happened is it was the second night of me staying over here. I woke up in the morning and I walked downstairs, and for those of you who have seen my house tour video, you know that my floor is like this dark hardwood. So I walk down my stairs and I instantly see these white footprints going from the bottom of my staircase into my living room, and they're very large white footprints. And it's very strange because if it was someone with dirty feet, I don't think the footprint would be so white. It would be like maybe a dark beige or like a sort of dirt color, you know what I mean? These were like white powder footprints. So I instantly called my boyfriend Ty and I was like, is there any way you could have stepped in something and walked through the house, because he's the only one I know with really big feet. Because like my feet, I'm a size 6.5 to 7, and when I put my foot up to these footprints, they were like twice the size, and I was like, was a giant walking through my house? Like, what the heck? So I called him and he was like, no, there would be no way that I would track that through your house. If it was me, I would have seen it and cleaned it up. So he was saying that it was not him for sure. And what was weird was before I went to bed, those were not there. It was just when I woke up in the morning and saw them. And I actually regret not taking a picture or a video, but I was just so freaked out. And Ty came over right away and cleaned it up for me. We got like a Swiffer and like cleaned it all up. And it's literally a mystery to me what the heck those were. And the thing is, my family had been over the night before and they were like working around the house helping me set up furniture. So maybe someone stepped in some weird powder and then walked through the house, and maybe before I went to bed it was just so dark that I didn't see them, and the next day I thought it was just something creepy when in actuality it was just one of my family's footprints. I don't know. See, that's the logical explanation, but like, I don't know, who would track that through the house and not clean it up? So that was like weird thing number one. Another weird thing is actually just about 2 hours ago I was in my room and I was just on my computer, and suddenly the entire curtain rod on the side of my room just fell down. It's actually still down there and I wasn't even near it or touching it. So when that fell and crashed on the floor, I jumped and actually called my dad and I was like, Dad, the curtains fell down and like I don't understand how that happened. And he was like, you must have pulled them down. And I was like, Dad, I didn't. So I don't know, that's strange. Another thing that's been happening is there's tons of motion sensors around my house. I have a pretty crazy alarm system just because I'm living alone and I want to make sure that no one breaks into my house. Like, there's so many sensors and just things everywhere. Like, if someone even knocked on my window while the alarm's on, it'd probably go off. So I was up in my room and there's sensors like in the kitchen, there's sensors in the basement, there's sensors in the laundry room, and I was all alone in my house, and when a sensor goes off it makes like a beep 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 beep. That's what it sounds like when it goes off, and it's usually when someone's walking by. And so I was up in my room and suddenly downstairs I hear like a faint beep 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 beep, and so I freak out because I'm like, who the heck is walking through here? And what's strange is that Winnie was sleeping beside me, so it wasn't her. So I walk downstairs, I look around, there's no one there. Like, there's just no one there. And I walk back upstairs and I hear the beeping again, so I called my dad and he told me that it's probably just malfunctioning or like there's a bug flying around the house or something, but it's just eerie to hear that motion sensor go off downstairs when you're not there. And the last thing that happened today as well was when I was putting on my makeup to film today, the washroom light was on, I was putting on my foundation, and suddenly it just turns off and I was standing in pitch black and I was like, what the heck? And what was weird was like the switch was still set as on, but the lights were off. So I had to flicker it a bit and suddenly they went back on. And that could have just been like a light issue. I highly doubt that was anything ghostly or weird. Oh my gosh. I am literally freaking myself out right now. So I have my box of like dolls because I just filmed the Meet My Creepy Dolls video, and I literally just now I heard like a deep breath, like as if someone was like, I'm so freaked out. If one of them just breathed, I'm done. Honestly guys, I need to stop making creepy videos because now that I'm living alone, it is so much more real for me, and like I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night. But yeah, those are the only like weird things that have happened. Are they paranormal? Probably not. I'm gonna try and keep an open mind and say that every single thing has had a logical explanation, because I don't want to tell you guys there's a ghost in my house, because there's probably not. Hopefully. Because none of those things, aside from the footprints, that was the only weird one. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep updating you guys. I mean, if weird things happen, I will let you know. I'm hoping that nothing crazy will happen, and I'm hoping that I will feel comfortable in this house, because I really want to. I want this house to feel like a home, and I don't want to be freaked out all the time. That's like the last thing I want to do. So every time something happens, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt and say, you know what? There was a logical explanation behind this. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!